Hey y'all, so today we're going to be making this super cute halter top, and it's super easy, so let's get started. To start off, I'm going to be using the Lion brand Kobu yarn. It is a cotton and bamboo blend, and I am using it in the color pale pink, as we can see here. I have my own little spun ball because I've messed up a number of times on projects, but this is what we're going to be using. I'm also going to be using the Clover 4mm G hook. We're going to go ahead and do a slip knot. To do so, you will take your yarn, this is the end here, wrap it around your 2 fingers, cross it over, and then take your fingers out, and you should have the loop, and then you should have this little deal behind it. You'll take your hook, go through and pick up that little loop, and tighten the yarn around your hook. And that's how you make a slip knot. So next up, we're gonna make a chain, and this one is gonna go around your back and fit basically halfway around your entire torso. To make a chain, all you do is yarn over and pull the loop through, and that is your first chain. So I'm going to go ahead and make 65 of those, and I will come right back. So now I have my 65 chains, and the front and back portions are both going to start the exact same way. So you're going to chain 65, and then you're going to go ahead and chain an additional 2, and then you're going to half double crochet into the 3rd stitch. To do a half double crochet, you will yarn over, put your hook into the 3rd chain from the hook, yarn over, pull through, and you should have 3 loops on your hook, and then you will just yarn over and pull through all 3, and that is your half double crochet. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate again. You will yarn over, put your hook through this next chain, yarn over, pull through. You should have 3 hooks or 3 loops on your hook, then yarn over and pull through all 3. And then you will just continue to do that all the way down the row. Alright, so I'm just coming up on the end of the row here, and finally at our last stitch, well, maybe. Alright. So now I have the completed row of 65 half double crochets here. So to continue, what I like to do, because I just feel like it makes a more seamless look, is I will go ahead and chain only 1. I know a lot of people chain 2, but I feel like that, like for me, it creates a hole, and I don't like the look of that. So I just go ahead and chain 1, turn my work, and then half double crochet into that 1st stitch there, and continue on down the row. So I'm coming up on the end of my 2nd row, so we're just going to finish that off. Now I just want to show y'all how I finish it off. So this is the last stitch, but then you have these 2 chain 2 stitches from when you did, from when we chained 2 and then blocked off the 1st. So what I'm gonna do is just go into that 1st one. Sometimes it's a little tough to get into, especially if you crochet very tightly. But yeah, just go into that 1st one and do another half double, and then you are done with your 2nd row. So then you're going to now just chain 1 and repeat the half double crochets all the way down until you have a total of 12 rows. So I'm coming up now on my last couple of stitches, so I will just go ahead and finish off the row. Just like that, and then I will go ahead and fasten off, and you should have a little piece that looks like this that fits around your back. So in case you don't know, fastening off, I'm just going to cut the yarn. I'm going to, you can use your hook or you can just pull it through, but you will pull that yarn through and tighten it. So now that you have your completed back piece like such, you'll go ahead and do the front piece. So basically, to start the front portion, what you're going to do is do the exact same thing as you started doing here. You're going to chain 65, then chain an additional 2, half double crochet into the 3rd stitch from the hook, and then do 12 rows. So now I have finished the second little rectangle thing. Here we can see I have my first one, which is my back piece, then I have the second one, which is the front piece. But now we're gonna go ahead and start the halter portion and like the cups and everything. As you saw in the intro, this is gonna be a V-neck halter because they're super cute and I like them, and we're gonna make one. So now what you're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and chain 1. We're just gonna do half double crochets until we get to the halfway point. Okay, so I went ahead and did 33 stitches. That is my halfway point. Now is when we're going to start the decreasing. So to do so, we're gonna do a very like slow decrease. So I'm going to chain 1, then we're gonna turn our work, and we can see these, you're not gonna go into this one, but you're gonna go into these next 2. How I decrease is I will yarn over, put my hook through the first one and pull up a loop, so there's 3. And I will just yarn over and put my hook into the next loop, pull up a loop, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I will yarn over and just pull through all 5 of those loops. And that creates 2 into 1. So then we will just go ahead and half double crochet all the way down. Okay, so we are here at our last 2 stitches and then our chain 1. So we're just going to yarn over, pull up a loop as if we're doing a half double, yarn over, do it again through the next stitch, pull up, and then pull through all 5, and then go into that chain 1 space and do a half double. And that is how you'll do your decrease. So then the next row, we will chain 1, and we're just going to place 1 half double crochet into every stitch along the row. So then we can see as we're coming up here, we're getting into that last one, which is the 5 loops, and then that chain 1 space. So as you can see, there is a slight decrease in both sides. There's a slight angle inwards. So then continuing on, you're just going to alternate between a decrease row and a normal row. So I have just completed the next 30 rows, and as we can see here, we have a really good triangle thing going. Once we get to this last little bit, this last row that I did was I chained 1, I did 2 decreases. There was 3 stitches and then the chain 1. So in the first 2 I did a decrease, and then in the last one and the chain 1 I did a decrease. So now I'm just going to make the strap, and to do so you just chain 1, and there's only 2 stitches now, so you'll go into the 1 stitch and the chain 1 and just repeat that. You'll go into the 1 stitch and into the chain 1. you'll just repeat that for however long you want your strap to be. If you want it to be super long, if you don't want it to be that long, however you do. So I'm just gonna go do that real fast. So now I've made, just with those couple stitches, a strand that is, I believe, long enough. It's all up to you if you want a shorter strand, if you want a longer strand, whichever. But now what you're going to do, you're just going to attach your yarn at this next empty stitch and repeat everything you did over here. Do it over here. So just do like the one row of normal, and then the second row is when you'll start doing the decreases and everything. Okay, so now I have my two sides done, both with their strings. Sorry, I'm a little sick. So now all that's left to do is to take this back piece and attach it to the front piece. And to do so, you can do a couple different things. You can either slip stitch or single crochet it on, or you could take a yarn needle and go ahead and sew it up. I can't find my yarn needles at the moment, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and I think I'm just going to slip stitch it. So you're gonna put the two right sides together. For me, this is going to be the bad side just because it has this lone strand here. So I'm going to put it, flip it over like that. So I guess I just forgot to talk during this portion, but what I did was I put the two right sides together, and then I started at the bottom and put my hook in the very bottom of each corner, and then I went ahead and just slip stitched up the entire row, and that made the seam. I just wanted to clarify that for y'all because I just did not talk or explain that at all. Once you're done, just snip and pass it off. And since there is this extra strand, just go ahead and tie it off in a little knot. Yep. And there you have your seam, and that's what it looks like on the outside. And then you just do the same on this side and you're done.